Much as I thought I could plan a podcast, that is not going to happen. I do not have the mindset to sit here. Chop up block for block how I'm going to tell you about weight loss and weight gain. Good evening on this beautiful Easter of 2022, Sunday, April 17th. The time is 9:58 p.m. and welcome to Early in the AM with Isha. I know it's been a minute since I've talked to you. I did miss you, but I've had some thinking to do and some living to do and some problem solving, and I'm back after a short ordeal. I'm just going to get into the punky booster of it, so... first things first, I just killed my first mouse. Yeah, I'm guilty. Call the Humane Society, but for the past 3 days, my mom and I have been haunted by a mouse the size of a thumb. This thing was tiny, and it got in our house from under the door. There's a weather strip under our front door, but there's a 4-piece strip of it that was stripped off. So when you look under our door, you could see the outside a little bit, like 4 inches of it. And then the rest of the weather strip is there. And maintenance was supposed to fix it, but things get put off. And the next thing you know, something like a mouse just scurries up under the door and it's in the house. And my mom saw it first. I thought I saw it. I may have saw it first and I didn't pay it any mind. I was in the bathroom looking in the mirror, and I could have swore out the corner of my eye I saw something scurry out of the corner. And my mind wouldn't let me fathom what it was. I just assumed it was something of the figment, something paint related, or some type of shadow playing tricks with my mind. And I didn't think anything of it until my mom saw it. It scurried out of her bathroom and ran into the hallway coat closet. It was that small. It was just sliding under doors. It was insane. So, for 3 days, we was just on edge. Like, I went to Home Depot 3 times. We done spent over $100 in mouse traps. The sticky ones you put on the floor. We're ordering things online. We ordered this other. It's like a long strip of plastic. And it has like this superior glue on it. And we just got those today. And we had laid those all over the house. And my uncle had told us just to use a regular common mouse trap. Because the mouse is going to see over those sticky contraption things because they're just out of the ordinary. They probably smell different. Their context probably throws them off. So I went back to Home Depot. And they literally sell the old school mouse traps, just a little trap on the wood block for like 4 for $2. So I bought 3 packs of those, and I watched YouTube. I figured out how to set it, and I baited some of them with cheese sauce from Wendy's, and the other ones with peanut butter. I laid those all over the house. So we were still on edge because we were just seeing it peek up in weird places. We saw it one day in a corner underneath a dresser, and then we sit and watch the dresser. As soon as one of us turned our head and go pee, it was gone. It was somewhere else. So finally, we was watching YouTube, and this lady said that like the smell of ammonia or pine saw, stuff like that, it messes with their smell track. And if you want to get rid of them, you got to spray in the area where they be at, and that'll chase them out. So we just got some pine saw, and we just started spraying in all the areas that we saw it at. And my mom says, okay, it's there. We can't set any more traps. They're everywhere we saw it at. And finally, after 3 days, we turned off the lights. We were sleeping with all the lights on in the house. The kitchen, the living room, just lights on 24/7, literally for 72 hours. We didn't turn any of the lights off in the house. Bathroom lights, kitchen light, living room, hallway, everything. And finally my mom says, okay, now turn off the lights, because with the lights on, the thing was scared to come out. So we turn the lights off, and I go, we're sitting down watching TV, and for a brief second, we forgot about the thing. And I was just talking to mom, and all of a sudden, all I heard was a pop, like a snap. And we were like, oh. And I was like, oh my God. She was like, go check it, go check it. So I go, I'm tiptoeing now because I don't know what I'm about to find out. And before I can even turn on the light in the kitchen, I already see it. The trap is flipped over, and it's the old school trap. The wooden block one that had, I think, peanut butter on it. And the thing is flipped over, and all I see is this long tail sticking out from underneath the trap. And so it was a short sigh of relief, but a part of my heart was a little palpitating because the craziest thing in my heart, I think I was building with the creature. And I think that's what scares me the most. My ability to bond with creatures that put my life in danger. I don't know why I do that, and I know it's in my nature too, and I think that's what makes me a God-fearing person, what makes me a kind person. Like, I'm in the house, and a part of my soul is looking for this creature, wondering where it's hiding, what it's doing. And it was no malicious intent. It's just the social role that it's not supposed to be here. And I'm just following social protocol, social guidelines. But my innate nature isn't to harm the thing. Like, if I saw a mouse cross my path in the street, or if it came across me and ran across my foot, I'm not going to stomp the thing out. It might frighten me. But once my initial nerves come down from the working of it, I'm not going to harm the thing. So I think it was in me for the past 3 days. I done had all kinds of mental conversations with this creature on a civil level. But on a social level, I can't have it in my house. Just to save, the peace. And it could have been humane. We left the door open for so long, and it just didn't take the way out. So we had to do what we had to do. It's not my first choice, but things happen for a reason. And so we breathe a nice sigh of relief. Me walking around with my sneakers on all day. Just, coming down from that jumping on a chair type of mentality, screaming at the little mouse, the elephant screaming at the mouse in the room, if you know what I mean. But other than that, the next thing that happened was my mom pulled out our old school camera. The only camera we've ever purchased, actually. We brought it back in 2000. It's either 99 or 2000, and we've had the thing for about 22 years. But we haven't really used it past, I would say, like 2008. After about 2008, 2009, that thing pretty much went on the shelf, and it just stayed there for like over a decade. And we just went back, and we were just looking at some of the videos on the tape. And I'm just looking at myself. Watching these videos, I've watched them in my head a million times. But when I physically go back and I look at the footage, I see the difference between who I am now and then. Even the way I talked so much faster back then. I was so niggerish in my mannerisms and all that stuff. So hood in my approach to life. And the energy was just running through me, just rumbling. And I saw how young I was and how full of vigor and life I was. But at the same breath, I saw the inexperience. And all I could see was the distance between who that person is and who I am now. And I was literally staring at it as if I could talk to myself in the past saying, whatever you do, keep doing what you're doing. You're going to find me in the end. And we're going to be okay. And then out of nowhere, we run into videos I made also. Me, I was high as a kite. Oh my God, you know what I'm saying this. And I made 3 rap videos in my mom's bedroom. I'm not gonna, what was ghetto. It was crazy. I was high. It was insane. But in looking at what I was trying to accomplish, I realized how bad I need to step back, because when you're in your head in that moment, you're living in the same movements and the eroticism and the euphoria that the music videos that you watch on TV live in when they're in your head. Like when you sing and dance, usually it's just some video you saw, some dance you memorized. Those are the motions in your head. And when you get high, you mimic, you're in that same motion, but you put yourself in that picture instead of the actual video you may have taken the moves from. And I'm looking at myself, I said, I look so out of place. But I mean what I say. I'm totally in the moment, I mean it. But it's not my place to say it. And my cousin, she's a great singer. She's asking me to do music with her. And I quit music about 2 years ago. I said I wasn't going to make another album. And I mean it. But there's a part of me that wants to see if I'm truly dedicated, if I truly love music like I say I do, or if I truly love writing, I have to go back to it the first way I learned how, which is sober. When I first started writing, and it was great writing, great powerful writing, I did it all sober. There was no drugs involved. I want that natural knack to write back. I hate having to write just because the weed told me so. The weed wasn't, I've been writing way before weed came into my life. And I don't want to get to the point where I can't write unless weed is there. I've kind of lost the touch in that way. So I'm staring at it, and I just opened up my arms and I said, however off I look, no matter how whorish I looked in that video, or where my mind was, or who I thought I was, I just opened up my arms and I accepted it. I said to myself, if I can accept this person I'm staring at, this 22-year-old naive person, just accept all this energy she's exuding at me, I'll be able to sit still and be kaput in my decisions and make peace with that part of my life from so long ago. When I first watched it, was so ugly. It's like my eyes exploded. Like I couldn't look at myself. I was like, I can't look at her. I know who she is. I know what she's done. I can't look at her. And then the same part with, if you don't look at yourself and see how you look to others, and see how you look to yourself and accept who you are, we will never get past this phase accepted. And finally, I just took the long breath, and I did. Oh. Yeah, so I'm trying to get into it. I'm still unemployed, still on the whim, figuring out life in this midlife, the early stages of midlife, mid-adulthood, I should say, right before your seniorhood steps in, that midlife. Since I haven't really been on here since my auntie Michelle's funeral, and things are, it was touchy for a while. For a couple of weeks, couldn't stop hearing her voice, couldn't stop talking to her, looking for her to start conversations. It's still not real in my mind. My body isn't letting go of her, I think. And I think that's okay. I think it's okay to feel that way. It's okay to be weird about it. When your body craves a physical presence and then it's not there, you're like, it's okay for you to let go and to feel how you feel. It's okay to feel however it comes across. However you feel about it, it's alright. So yeah, I have been thinking about creating an album. Nothing major, nothing where I used to write before. I used to make albums be like minimum 12 songs, all the way up to 18 sometimes. But this particular album is very short. It's only, I think, about 5 songs, if I do it. It's completely sober writing, sober rapping, all sober. I'm trying to get back to just the heart thumping for it, the heart wanting it that way. Maybe 5 songs, minimum 5, maximum 7. But I'm